And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate plans, tax plans, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goal is to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage with you to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And make sure you bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. And you can see links to all of our expert contributors, 80-plus show partners there, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, all types of home services available as well at consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form. We'd love to hear from you. Send us an email form, and we promise to get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio, and we don't care if you're climbing that corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. Leo Cannyn back in the house, Barrel Engineering. Welcome in, sir.
Well, thank you. I hear we're going to talk about my favorite topic of all today that I'm very excited about today.
Top 20 games of all time.
I got this. It's probably mostly franchises, but I still got this.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're talking about this Fortnite and some of the things happening that top 20 most popular video games of all time coming up here with Leo Cannyn and also Chris Hatfield in the house as well, who's also somewhat schooled into gaming as well, right?
Yeah, I grew up with a little bit of 16-bit gaming back in the Atari days, but
Yeah.
I'll probably have some names to be able to throw out.
Good deal. He's representing Tampa Screens and Aluminum, filling in for Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man. So welcome in.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, so we've got an all-star lineup for you today. We're going to talk about real estate, things happening in the real estate trends. We have a feel-good story of the week as well. Volunteers removed 12,000 tons of plastic from Indian Beach. So pretty cool story there. And giving a shout-out to Brio Tuscan Grill, our restaurant partner over at the International Plaza is Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. And they have a special running right now for all of our listeners and viewers of our TV show. Go over to Brio, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and they're going to hook you up with a free appetizer just by mentioning the Consumer Quarterback Show. And they've got some great apps over there. They've got calamari, they've got the spicy shrimp and eggplant, beef carpaccio, all types of good stuff over there at Brio Tuscan Grill. And don't forget, on the weekends now, they have that Saturday and Sunday brunch going on. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you when you're in there. Take them up on these special incentives. And I've got a couple of hot listings here. As you know, I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. 113 Seahorse Drive, and this is in the waterside at Coquina Key. 113 Seahorse Drive Southeast, Unit B is the property here. Now, this is a great opportunity. 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, ground floor condo in the tranquil community at Waterside at Coquina Key. Beautiful resort-style property, gorgeous views overlooking the Tampa Bay on the St. Petersburg side.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, let's jump right into it. So we've got Leo Cannyn back here in studio. And Leo, what are you seeing out there, man?
Well, you know, it's slightly overcast today. There's a 60% chance of rain this afternoon, as there is every afternoon from here on through the rest of the summer.
Humidity is up.
Humidity's up. It's high 80 to 85%. We're expecting to see weather anywhere between 89 and 92 as the highs, and that's kind of what I'm seeing out there.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about referring to Barrel Engineering. What is going on with Barrel?
Oh. Well, this is the busy season for us with regards to inspections. A lot of people over the summer have decided they want to just create a pool, add a new pool screen, pool decking. They need signed and sealed plans. We're seeing a spike in that. We're seeing a spike in room additions. We're also seeing just a general spike from the home inspection market. We're seeing a spike in the need for structural analysis after an appraiser or a home inspector says that they think there's something wonky going on with the foundation.
Yeah.
So we're seeing all that too. It's the height of the busy season. Couldn't be better unless you're one of my staff and you're up in an attic. It's 150 degrees in there.
Yeah, hey, good time to lose some weight over the summer, right?
Preach
Sweat
it.
it out.
Preach it at every one of my staff meetings. You can buy as much water as you want on your company card, and we will pay for it.
There you go. I like that. Now, here's another thing that just popped up last week. You had a Blue Moon Lake had another sinkhole up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I presented on sinkholes yesterday. I'm actually for the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors, or whatever they're calling themselves now that the A disappeared. I'm actually Gitter.
Yeah,
I'm presenting on that very topic on July 11th at 10 a.m. at GTAR. So if you are a real estate agent listening to this show, I'll make sure you contact Gitter and ask to be added to the session. We're only allowing 70 people in, but it's a very timely topic about sinkholes. And I always say this is around the time of year you get them. Last year, late May, Lake Pageant. Now you're going to get it. The sinkholes are just going to pop up because it's the start of the rainy season.
So the rainy season's washing out some of that underlying limestone. Is that what it is?
What ends up happening is the limestone dries out a little bit. And I always say like a kitchen sink sponge. So you got a kitchen sink sponge. It normally should be big, fluffy, filled with soap, filled with bacteria. Starts to dry out over time during the dry season. And then it gets smaller. These pockets develop. And when you get the new rain, the rain takes the sand with it to go down into those pockets to make it big and fluffy again. So that's what causes the sinkholes to materialize now. But it's just from the drying out and the wetting cycle.
So Beryl, your business can come in and say, let's say a homeowner has been affected. You can come in and do the actual inspection on the structural side of it, and then there would be a separate company that's contracted to fill in or to shoot the piers down and tie into the rock.
Our take on sinkholes is twofold. We can come in to have a sinkhole claim. You need to have structural damage to the house, and you need to have geotechnical earth movement. We are the company that comes in and verifies that there is structural damage to the house, and we have 5 criteria that we need to compare the house to see, does it meet any of these criteria for structural damage.
Okay.
And then the other way we can help is if you are in a fight with your insurance company where your expert is saying there is a sinkhole, their expert insurance company is saying there's no sinkhole, we are a neutral evaluator for the state of Florida. I went through the same training to become like a mediator would, like a lawyer would become a mediator. Went through the same training. So I get called in from the state of Florida to basically hear the concern from both the buyer and the insured, and hear and evaluate this data and determine if there is or isn't a sinkhole.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, switching gears, talking about the permitting side, that's something as well that you, Beryl Engineering, Project Engineering, you're able to come in and act as you act on behalf of the county and the municipalities and say, instead of them, you as a builder or home builder, you're building a home, instead of waiting on the process to unfold with the municipalities who tend to be backed up, you have that same capacity to come in and do the inspections as well.
That's a little different. I mean, we wouldn't do that for like what we were just talking about, but yeah, if you were doing new construction or you're doing your own flips, we can be contracted to do the inspections in lieu of the municipality. And usually there's a 25% reduction in permitting fees for that to happen too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the client still ends up paying more because our fees are higher than the 25% they're saving, but
Gotcha.
The cities and counties acknowledge the fact that third parties can do these inspections and they give a cost saving to the client.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really cool. So we're talking with Leo Kane, Beryl Engineering, longtime friend of the program here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to be your number one consumer advocate, helping you with all of your different decisions relating to real estate and business and finance. We've got health experts on the show as well. So anything that you need on that financial wheel, that business wheel, reach out to us. We'd love to help you. So, Leo, we talked about gaming here. Let's mix it up, talk a little bit about gaming. So enough business talk, right? Let's have some fun. So this is an interesting, we were talking before the show. John, as you know, is a big gamer as well, and into that scene. What the effect and also the trend of traditional sports, there's always going to be the big three, the football, the baseball, basketball, those are going to be there. But there's definitely a moving trend towards online gaming, and more teenagers and folks are just joining in online now to be taking into these. So this is an interesting stat here. It says SuperData note increase. SuperData research noted in March that SuperData note increased that purse to a staggering $223 million. That is, that financial force is largely thanks to both affordable entry price and absolutely nothing versus PUBGs. So he's got the euros there. It's a masterful transition here. They're talking about Fortnite's fortunes are growing. And it says that Fortnite hosted over 2 million concurrent players in January, eventually ballooning to an impressive 3.4 million the following month.
Well, what's amazing there is a game that is free to play generates $223 million in what's called a microtransaction.
Wow.
So I can play Fortnite, which is a combination. Fortnite's not unique. It just takes 3 different genres. It takes the genre of build your own world, the genre of first-person shooter, and the genre of a bunch of people online at the same time. And they combine them together to make this free-to-play, so everyone's going to pick it up. They're going to advertise their free-to-play. Like during the Super Bowl, you saw several free-to-play commercials.
Oh, yeah.
And where they get you is the microtransaction. You want this new skin for your character. Here's a couple of bucks. You want this new gun. Couple of bucks. You want to buy some skill points so you can level up faster because you just got into the game and other people have been playing for 5 or 6 months. Couple of bucks. So this free game turns into easily a couple of $100 before you realize you spent it.
Multiply that times 2 million concurrent players.
Right, and some of those players will never spend a dime on the game.
Right.
But the fact that they're playing allows these full 50-person battles to happen, and maybe 10 of the 50 get their butts kicked, and then they want to buy the stuff to make their character better.
That's
Keeping
really,
up the Joneses at that point.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, well, when we come back, let's talk about these other games as well. We got the top 20 most popular video games of all time.
I'm on this.
And we're going to have some fun there. And also, we're going to talk with Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum here in studio as well. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense. and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com for all of your real estate needs. You can do a valuation on your property. You can search the entire MLS at PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Giving a shout out to Mary Maids, our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Mary Maids. Satisfaction is guaranteed. Relax, it's done. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Let Mary Maids take care of your summer cleaning. We know clean. Leave the details to us. America's most recommended cleaning services and the recipients of the Women's Choice Award is Mary Maids, our official cleaning partner. All right, back here in studio helping you win, Leo Kane, Barrel Engineering in the house. Chris Hatfield representing Tampa Screens and Aluminum. And as you know, I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty. I want to let you know about a hot listing that I've got. 6241 Huntington is a nice property that we have up in Zephyr Hills. Huntington Drive, Zephyr Hills, beautiful property. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. 12-foot ceilings throughout, French doors, ample screen, lanai, right on the 7th green of this golf course up there. Beautiful golf course community, beautiful property. Check it out. Let your real estate agent know that you want to see 6241 Huntington Drive in Zephyr Hills. And we are glad you are listening to the show here. We're talking a little bit of gaming before the break. We got Leo Kane in the house, Chris Hatfield as well. And you guys are both into gaming. So what else you see in that gaming world?
Well, I got an interesting question for you. According to Forbes, who plays more video games, men or women?
I would say men.
Men.
You would be wrong. Call me an audible. Call me an audible.
I knew it was going to be the opposite of what I was thinking when he posed that, you know?
One more time.
You want that audible? Yeah.
So, believe it or not, there's a form of gaming called casual gaming.
Okay.
It consists of very short levels, very repetitive, and it gets you in a loop. And this makes video gaming very addictive. So when you get these casual games on your monitors, on your cell phones, women are more likely to get addicted and play these casual games. So casual gamers are mostly women, and there are so many more women doing this casual gaming than men. So professional, I guess you would say, or the console gaming is going to be predominantly men, but the video gamers themselves, they're mostly women. There's video gamers out there that don't even know they're gamers because they'll play these short little casual games and they'll get an hour or 2 hours sucked out of their life, especially if you're on Facebook
Words
and
with
you're
friends,
exactly.
Angry Birds, yeah.
Is that like something, if you're
yeah.
at a bar or you're at a restaurant, like those little games too that they have? You know,
Those would count.
Those games.
Those little quiz games, those are a little less on the casual side. Those are just geared from the Buffalo Wild Wings trying to sell you their wings and while you're playing the little box. But yeah, these are just really quick games. The Minesweepers, the little gem things.
Ball breaker, they used to play back in the day. Oh, yeah.
All that stuff is casual gaming, and it's highly addictive. It's designed to be highly addictive because it's a short, repetitive loop.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so let's talk about the top 20 video games.
Of all time.
Most popular video games of all time. Here it says there are a number of ways to objectively measure and quantify the games sold. Does most sales definitively mean most popular? We think not. When it comes to what makes the game popular, we look at a few things. Name recognition, fond memories. When you ask your buddies, did you play? And we pulled a number of real humans and skimmed the internet and looked at many millions of copies were sold. And we come up with what we've held as a list of most popular video games of all time. All right, so Leo Kane in the house, Chris Hatfield. Let's
let Chris go first.
Chris?
Were we just picking from any, starting at 20, working our way up, or you're just going to count them off the list?
Try and pick them off the list.
Zelda's an obvious.
You just got to get on the list here.
Legend of Zelda?
You know what's funny is that when I skimmed through it first time, I didn't see it. Let me see.
Come on.
It's got to be there.
Is it here? Number 3. Are you sure, John? Because I didn't see it.
Well, while we're looking, we've got to have Mario Kart.
No, I'm saying
Legends of Zelda.
Legends of Zelda. It's not on here, man.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
According to this list that I'm holding here in my hand.
And does it depend on platform? Because, there's... Or just the game
Zelda's got to be on that list.
It is. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's on that list.
Legends of Zelda, number 11.
It's an original.
Well, let me guess the most lucrative video game franchise of all times, which would be Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto is number 4 on the list. The smash hit GTA has sold huge amounts of copies, made giants amount of money, and it's probably one of the most talked about on news networks too, as far as the gun debate and the all the different. They're calling there's like addictions now. They're saying to gaming.
Yeah,
I would have thought it would have been Mario.
Well, that's number
Super
4.
Mario
So you're
Brothers.
going-
that kind of.
You're going with Mario Brothers, Chris?
But does that start to take like a whole? Does Mario Kart fly in under that? Does
Maybe just go with the umbrella, like the Super Smash Brothers.
Super
Okay,
Smash
the whole
Brothers.
Super Smash Brothers
That's it.
umbrella.
13 Super Smash
So
Brothers.
I'm figuring this list is mostly franchises. So,
Mario 64, anyone it says, Nintendo
Yeah.
console.
So
Okay.
actually, I got to guess the number one. If I have to go number one, let's go with the game that defined an entire genre of games, including the one we just we're talking about. Let's go with Minecraft.
Yeah, number 1 on the list, Minecraft. That's right. Companies are building office buildings inside Minecraft on private servers, and they actually can use buildings to meet with clients and discuss business. That doesn't happen inside of if you're an unpopular game. Minecraft exploded on the scene and continued to snowball ever since. Really cool story.
no love for the EA Sports Madden crew?
The Madden, that was the one game I played a lot.
I mean, I've been playing that
back in the
since
day.
Madden '92.
Man, that's got to be on here.
It's got to be on there.
I don't see
I
it
doubt
on there,
it'd be
man.
on there.
Yeah, that's funny. That's crazy.
I mean, I may not know the top 10, but I got to know some of those bottom underliers.
I think Pac-Man would stand a better chance of being on there than Madden.
Pac-Man's number 20.
Okay.
Yep, number 20 on the list.
Pac-Man,
Pac-Man. Ancient arcade game that everyone played at least once in the roller rink.
Duck Hunt?
Duck Hunt is not on here.
Come on.
I remember that one, though.
Well, what about that franchise? Why don't you guess that franchise you used to play back in the day?
What's that?
The shooter?
That's-
You said you played it for a year and then
Oh,
stopped.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's number 7.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep, Call of Duty. You don't crank games
Oh,
out on a
yes.
release of schedule like CODs. Always getting those big sales numbers.
And let's go with the one of the most addictive games on the planet, World of Warcraft.
World of
Commonly
Warcraft.
referred to as WoW.
WoW is number 3 on the list. That's right. World of Warcraft.
Now, when you're saying video games earlier, we were talking about phone games and things
Yeah.
like that. With these other things like Fortnite or Angry Birds, I mean,
Angry Birds is number 6.
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I was
Back to
thinking,
WoW.
again, chucking the sticks. I'm thinking if there's got to be a console, the screen in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm not even remembering social
I'm gonna
media.
go with a long shot here, just because of how silly the plots are on these games. You got anything from Metal Gear?
Metal Gear. Let's see. I've got
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. That's
Yeah.
right. Number 10.
And that means something like Candy Crush has got to be on there.
It's not a franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess think franchise. Like the other thing that would come to mind is I would want to say Destiny is on the list, but it's probably not. So I'm going to go with Halo, which is the franchise.
Halo,
owns
number
it.
9.
Gotcha.
Number 9 of the list. And back to Super Mario Bros. That's actually a separate listing of number 14 is Super
Okay.
Mario Bros. I just noticed that one. Super Smash 13. Also, when we're talking about WoW, it says some interesting notes. It says when you have 22 minutes of cable television devoted to you on South Park, you know you've made it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, a question. They've remade this game 9 times, and there's a running joke right now. You can get this game on your fridge, on your smart fridge. Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
They keep remaking it. It's a 200-hour video game.
What's the name of it?
Skyrim.
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 Yes, number 5 on the list.
Figured.
Final
Wow,
Fantasy.
Leo's cleaning up here on it.
There's
That's
gotta
got to be
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy on the list.
Number 2 is still not taken either.
Is
That's
Final Fantasy on there?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they've got 15 real games.
Yes, number 8.
And then
Number 8,
30
another one of those
spin-offs.
franchises.
Yeah, I'm trying
where
to think of those other ones that you see that.
All right, you ready? We'll go down the list. Number 19 is Tetris.
oh yeah,
Remember that one
on.
back in the
Yeah.
day?
That was weak.
Kind of weak.
That's
game,
one of the.
kinda
No,
boring
that's
game.
a great game. It's weak that
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
forte.
what's the inspiration behind Minecraft.
It's the
Yeah.
inspiration behind me being a contractor.
But really, you're just stacking up blocks, making a line out of it, right?
Yeah, it's I did the same
what
thing.
masonry
I
is.
do the same thing with my car.
Hey, I get it. I mean, to me, it's just simple.
I'm going to Tetris the heck
What
out of
about-
my car with luggage.
What about this one, Wii Sports, number 18? That's like,
Oh, yeah.
that's encompassing a lot of different things, though.
I mean,
right?
it's an entire. It's a console.
Yeah, it's like a different gaming system almost, right?
Well,
Yeah,
Wii Sports was my wife's in healthcare, and they use Wii Sports with the elderly for exercise. So that's,
Oh, okay.
that's why that would probably be on the list.
I remember a comedian joke, a funny joke, the kid's upstairs playing with his Wii. All right, number 17, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
Franchise,
classic.
yeah,
Sega.
classic.
Number 16, The Sims.
Yes.
15, Diablo.
Oh,
And then we got all of them up until number 12 was Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And then the Pokemon Go was crazy last
And
year, a
that's
couple years ago.
That's casual game. Just walk around looking at your phone, clicking on stuff that appears.
Yeah.
or driving around while looking at your phone.
That one, Pokemon Go, too, is
Driving
listening
off cliffs.
to Gary Vaynerchuk talking about voice and VR and some of the different, where we're going with stuff. That's an interesting point because it's kind of integrating, the future into that. Like there's going to be more future apps like that.
Well, they called it augmented reality,
right?
Which was pretty awesome. Just I can be looking at Jonathan over there from WeBeam TV, and he can have a little Pikachu on his shoulder, and I can catch it.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, the only one we didn't guess, number 2 on the list. Got any last minute guesses? Talking about
Counter-Strike.
Yes, Counter-Strike, number 2. Second place in the popularity contest. We had to put it a real old school, original gangster game up here near the peak of the video game popularity. So, so cool. This had a little fun
I couldn't
there.
get that one. That was playing on QWERTY, and I had too many arrows, too many this, too many that.
Move Command Group 4.
We couldn't have had
That
two
was
better
impossible.
guests for this segment here with the video gaming. So, good stuff there. So, reminding you of some of the old games. John Elway's quarterback, that was one I played. Madden was one of my favorites. Commando. Those are the ones I remember back in the day. But
I can remember playing all the FIFA games as well, all the soccer games, man.
Soccer?
Yeah,
Big.
the whole reason I would even hockey as well.
Yep.
FIFA is the only way Germany might win the World Cup this year because they're eliminated.
Good night.
All right, stay with us right here. When we come back, we're going to talk about our feel-good story of the week. Volunteers removed 12,000 tons of plastic from Indian Beach, and more from our expert contributors right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stay with us. Do not touch that dial.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. That is our goal here. Former USF football player on the inaugural football team and longtime quarterback on our sports teams. Now we're quarterbacking transactions for our buyers, sellers, investors with our real estate company, and we're quarterbacking introductions to our 80-plus show partners. We've got all types of folks that can help you that come in out of their busy schedule. They take time out and they come in to help be that consumer advocate to help you understand more about these different areas of business and finance that we talk about here on the show. I want to give a shout out to our hotel partner on St. Pete Beach, the Hotel Zamora. Beautiful property. Got to check it out. It's a unique style property here. Spanish ancestry, cool Mediterranean attitude. And they've got the Castile restaurant on site. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served. You got the rooftop 360 lounge with gorgeous views of the Gulf of Mexico. And let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on that 20% discount offer. Just by mentioning the Real Estate Quarterback show, you're going to get a discount over there at the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. And let them know we sent you. Take them up on that offer. And we're back here in studio. Leo Kane in the house, Barrel Engineering, and Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Want to talk about a hot listing before we jump back into this great content. We've got 1370 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 401. This is Clearwater Beach, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, over 2,200 square feet, listed at $1.17 million. A great listing of mine on the beaches. Check out the beautiful photography and also the drone video by compliments of Fabre Frameworks, our official real estate photographer of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Fabre Frameworks, 1370 Gulf Boulevard. Beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, let's bring Chris Hatfield back into the conversation now. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. What are you seeing out there in terms of business?
A lot of June rain means nobody's really jumping on needing that screen roof right now. Everybody wants that hard roof. Everybody wants that composite, get out of the heat, get the rain off my deck, get it guttered somewhere, get it sent somewhere, because we've been getting rain in epic proportions right now. I don't know if anybody saw down off of Henderson the other day. That muffler shop, it gets the greatest advertisement in the world, doesn't it?
What happened? What was it?
Oh, it's like every time it pours down there, they got that yellow signed muffler shop, and it's just on the news because there's idiots driving through with water going all the way up to their windshield.
Oh, yeah. Just
turn around, don't drown, guys.
Just
seriously.
Testing it. Yeah,
if you're in a Kia Sedona, get out of the way. There's a bus and a fire truck and everything else coming.
Yeah, don't. If there's water, you can't see the level. You don't go through it.
But like I said, there's been so much water coming down, and people with those older pan roofs, that non-insulated, it's just a recycled soda can. It's just a channel meant to get water from one point to the next, and it's old. A lot of the caulkings and sealants that we had out at that time when these were built 20 and 30 years ago, they're not holding up. Plus, we had tree damage with a hurricane this past year. So if you didn't incur major damage, but you took a branch to the rib of a pan up there, there's going to be leaks. There's going to be problems. And then you're looking at the host structure that it's mounted to. A lot of fascia boards that were done back in the 80s and 90s were done with, cork board to best describe it.
Yeah.
And that's the main host that it's built to. So most of our customers are going about it the right way. They're saying that they want to have everything gutted out, put in some brand new fascia board or vinyl or some hardy plank, or get something that's just strong. Florida is a weird climate to have to work with. Luckily, I work in the aluminum field.
Yeah.
It's not going to rust, corrode, or fall apart or fall into the abyss. But almost everything else that sits outside, it falls apart in horrible, horrible ways. So we just at least get in there and tell them we can do a modular application if you wish, but the best way is to completely start back, rip everything out, and go new. Make the water run downhill for a change.
if you're a homeowner out there and you're thinking you considered a lanai, a screen room, some people call it a porch.
They call them lanais, verandas, porches, vestibules, porticos. I've heard every single word you could ever think of.
Lots of synonyms for the same thing, right?
It's a big screen thing.
So Tampa Screens and Aluminum, you guys come out, you'll give them a nice quote, you'll sit down with the homeowner, talk about the different options. I know Fred also, when he's on the show, he talks about he loves to give that educational, that consultative approach to selling these screen rooms.
Oh, yeah, and especially when you have customers that are not from this area. You have somebody that comes down from anywhere north of Jacksonville, they have no idea why we have screen. They don't know pool cage. It's a very weird phrase to them.
Wow.
But then when they walk outside at 5:30 and see their arm turn bright black from mosquitoes coming around, then they get the gist of it.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why we have these enclosures. And sometimes we can go with a minimalist approach. Sometimes we don't need to enclose this big, grandiose pool. Sometimes if you live with a pool that has this California-style curve to it, it's just one big amoeba, maybe we just need to make a smaller screened area, someplace that you can enjoy. Because doing something that's over 3,000 and 4,000 square feet, that's a lot of remodel.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So with the Tampa screens and aluminum, you guys are able to come in, give them different designs, custom designs. I know Fred's talked about in the past where he's had people that have said, we don't want a concrete floor. We're going to put plants in there, make it almost like a green.
Done it
green
before.
space.
I've actually built a pool enclosure around a tree before. So if somebody wants something done, there's always a way to do it.
Yeah.
If you need screen outside in the state of Florida, we've been doing it for over 31 years. There's nothing too weird that we've seen thrown at us. And if it looks too odd and if it looks like something that wasn't supposed to be there, chances are it's janky and it wasn't supposed to be there, and we're going to tell you that. Right. We're going to look into it as much as we possibly can and find out if we can do a remodel, a remedy to it, we'll go that route. But most of the time, if there's a remedy or remodel that's to an extensive degree, it's because it wasn't built right in the first place.
Right.
And you need to gut it out and start from a good, hardy substrate.
Right. Now, have you seen any effects of the Trump's administration that you're talking about with the aluminum?
Every single month.
So it is increasing. It's starting to hit.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to affect the extrusion costs. When you look at different aluminum that was purchased last year versus this year, I'm looking at the exact same jobs, like I quoted last time, about a 3% jump up. But we did just get another notice, I think, yesterday, that another one of our big suppliers that provides the vast majority of our extrusions that come in through this country will be looking for another price increase at the end of July.
Sure. Yeah, you can almost expect it.
So that's for this year.
How about permitting side? The permitting side, are you still running behind on that?
I get the emails from all the way down in Northport, Sarasota, Charlotte County, on up to Newport Richey. So all the different municipalities that I talk to, they'll let me know when they pretty much have their planned classes, because they're permitting people. They have to do the same thing as us contractors. We have to do continual education. So they plan to do that usually in the summer, which means that that's their lull, slower time. So they all sent their emails out to let me know that they'd be lightly staffed. So this is probably the very bottom of their, pendulum of what they're looking for, because they're ramping up for an expectation of another big hurricane season, another big tourist season, buildings still flying off the charts. And like he said, everybody's wanting to sink that little bit of equity back into their house and get something for it right now. This is a time where permitting is getting quite busy, but it seems like they've got a better hold on it on our applications. We only have to deal with screen enclosure applications.
Right.
So it's a little bit easier. We don't have electrical. We don't have plumbing. We don't have a lot of other facets that get in the way. We're only about 6 to 7 weeks on most of our applications right now.
And that's a smart play for a homeowner to, if you are going to take out a home equity line and put something back into the property, put that money back into the property, a screen room is going to add a tremendous amount of value.
And not only is it going to add value, I mean, it's comfort of life. I mean, it's how else do you go outside? Send me any kind of, way that you've got. Send me a picture, send me anything of what you do to mitigate mosquitoes and leaves and other things from being on the area that you want to go out and enjoy.
Right.
And it's only a couple hours out of the day. Nobody's outside sitting in a rocking chair right now in the middle of the day. It's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. So, when you go out and you sit down with a customer, what are some of the common questions that you hear or misconceptions maybe when it comes to, adding a screen room onto a condo or a single family home or even a business?
A lot of the times they think the price from one company to the next should be, they can throw them all in a blender and get something of that. We should all be in the same realm. But there's a lot of companies that do prefabricated work, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's their business model. But we as a company have always done fabrication on site. And anybody that knows anything about fabrication and about customizations and about the work that's required here in Florida is nothing's really level. Okay, there's not one piece of concrete. There's not one post. If you trust somebody else's level too, you've got to be able to fabricate and react on site to what you need to build.
Okay.
And a 1/8 change over a deck, that's not much.
Right.
But when decks have undulation and things like that, and you're trusting a salesman to measure something, a cut man to cut it, and then somebody to come out and pre-stitch this thing together like an erector set, they don't have much way of reacting on the fly to modification and fabrication.
Right.
So that's something that definitely sets us apart. So there's times where people think it is apples and apples, that they're making a comparison.
Right.
And there's a lot of times that people are just going out, and these companies can afford to just throw a lot of quotes out because they're going to prefabricate everything back in a massive warehouse.
Right.
But then they're just going to caulk those gaps, and those gaps will vary from an 1/8 inch to very large.
Right. Yeah, and that's not what you want.
And the guys that are out there putting it together, they no disrespect to them. There's a lot of guys that have done this type of work, but the ones that I have started to see in the last 5 years don't have the same technical ability to fabricate on the fly.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely, good, better, and best in every industry. So we want you reaching out to Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Chris Hatfield, and you've heard Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man here on the Consumer Quarterback Show in the past as well. Tampa Screens and Aluminum can help you add those beautiful in-between spaces onto your home. So reach out, consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there, consumerqb.com. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about our feel-good story of the week. Volunteers removed 12,000 tons of plastic from Indian Beach. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And Leo Kane, Barrel Engineering in the house. Chris Hatfield representing Tampa Screens and Aluminum as well. And I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here in beautiful South Tampa. This was a great investment opportunity. 103 South Havana Avenue in Tampa. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, $620,000 over 2,400 square feet heated. Beautiful property, close proximity to downtown. A lot of the South Tampa area that you want to visit. 103 South Havana Avenue, a beautiful property, charming South Tampa historic home, and a great opportunity to purchase real estate here in Tampa Bay. Also, 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg, the old Northeast section. This is a pre-construction SIPS panel home that is almost completed. $1.4 million listing of mine here in the old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. Beautiful property. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com for all of our real estate properties. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And we're back here in studio helping you win. Let's go ahead and talk about our feel-good story of the week.
Tell me something good.
All right, so volunteers removed 12,000 tons of plastics from Indian Beach. Hundreds of volunteers have removed an astonishing 12,000 tons of plastic from Mumbai Beach. And every weekend, volunteers visit Versova Beach in a movement inspired by lawyer Afraz Shah called Sky Ocean Rescue. This beach This beach laps up the plastic, she told Sky News. It acts like a net. You must pick it up or the next high tide will take it out and it will never come back. Then it harms marine life. So that, yeah, if you look at the TV show here version, man, the pictures are pretty amazing with all the plastics and stuff that's on the beach. And there's documentaries out there, Plastic Oceans and, that kind of thing. Have you seen that documentary?
I haven't, but I'm doing a turtle watch this weekend in Melbourne, and I'm just going to be sad when I see how much trash is up on the beach.
Yeah,
or the fact that people have been driving down in Siesta Key over the recent turtle nest down there. But I do like on the positive side, this has started to get everybody talking about the straws. And a couple of the restaurants throughout Pinellas County, and I think the Western Pasco County, have started to migrate to these straws that are organic compound.
Right.
They're made out of pasta. They're made out of a whole bunch of different things. But, I mean, this is at least starting to get that conversation going.
Yeah.
Because imagine how many straws, how many drinks are blown aside and stuff. And,
right.
I can tell you from a kid growing up down around Boca Grande that was the reason why we lost all of our fishing by the causeways. We used to go there all the time and try to pick up stuff, but a lot of other people, they would just throw things off the side of the road.
Yep.
And they said, if people are just going to treat this like this, we're going to put, no parking signs, no garbage cans, no anything.
Yep.
And you will lose it. If you don't treat it as well. This is a state that has a unique, very fragile ecosystem.
Yeah, it is.
And if we don't, if we start treating it like a dumpster, then we're not going to have the same type of protections. We're not going to have. They're going to have drill, baby, drill off every single coast. And we really need to liven up about something like this.
Yeah, we do. And it's easy, too. You use the paper straws instead of plastic straws. I mean, there's some common sense stuff that you can do. Well, the thing that gets me, too, is you see smokers, too. So many times you're driving down the road, they just finish their last little hit and throw it on the ground. The cigarette butt's just there on the ground. It's like, it's crazy.
Well, Disney did a study a while back, and they said if someone has to walk more than 20 to 25 steps to throw away a piece of trash, they're just going to drop it on the ground.
Yeah, laziness.
They actually did a study, and that's why they place their garbage cans in the spaces and the distances they do.
Come on, man.
I believe it. I believe it. All right, so let's jump into our lightning round here.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, Leo Kane, top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom.
Well, you just heard it from Chris himself. The building departments are running skeleton crews right now, so get your permits in early because it's going to take longer to get approved.
Yes, good point.
Especially as we start to get into hurricane preparedness, please start to think about this ahead of time. Don't assume that you can call somebody that installs hurricane shutters the week that a hurricane's coming. We also have our own families and things to do at that point, but right now is a great time to start having these things measured out because there is a wait list for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to kick back to the old school here. We got Napoleon Hill did a study. He conducted a study 25 years, and he interviewed 500 of the best and brightest business minds, entrepreneurs, talking about Alexander Graham Bell, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Ford, and the master key to riches. He interviewed these folks, and he said, in the last chapter, last line of the book, he talks about, what is the number one success principle, and it is self-discipline, the ability to make yourself do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. That is the number one key to achieving your goals. With it, everything works, and without it, nothing works. So Jim Rohn also had a great quote here. It says, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. All right, let's do another round. So top tips in the lightning round here. Words of wisdom.
I guess to tie back into my video game speak, if you're playing a game and it's free and you get bombarded with ads every 15 minutes to buy something to unlock stuff, it's not free.
Yeah, it's not free. Yeah, it's going to add up over time, those add-ons, and you see them in all the different games too, man. The Candyland games.
Well, it's no different than going to the grocery store and they hit you up with get a fresh soda, get a bag of Doritos, get this gum, get this Tic Tac on the way out. That's the same thing.
The impulse buys.
Impulse buys.
Yeah. Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens.
Ask questions. You know, when you have a contractor there, don't assume that they need to do everything on the design and everything else like that. If you have a question that you have, they're the skilled technician. They're going to provide the installation. But if there's something, it's still your house. Everything that's going on there is yours, and information is the best weapon. So if you don't ask the question ahead of time, don't be surprised when you didn't get the right answer out the get-go.
That's right. So ask questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question either.
Absolutely.
Just
Teacher used to tell me all the time, if you didn't get the grade you wanted, it's because I didn't get the work I wanted. So if you're not going to put in that little bit of effort of asking, don't assume that everything that's in your mind can be put down on paper.
Good point. Absolutely. All right, I got another study here as well. I love these studies. So Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard conducted a 50-year study into why some people move up the socioeconomic ladder faster and more prevalent than others. And, some people are willing to make sacrifices. And you look at the business side of things, what are you willing to do to achieve your goals? So in this study, Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard he said the number one factor when it comes to success and people moving up that economic ladder is the ability to have long time perspective. So before you make a decision, how is this impacting me? How is this going to impact my short term, my long term, and my mid range? So the long time perspective from a relationship standpoint, from a monetary standpoint, from a business standpoint, you want to look at what is this decision that I'm about to make, this decision that I'm considering, what is the long-term effect of that? And the longer you look into the future, the more successful you're going to be. A great example would be, the hopeless drunk or alcoholic. He's only looking forward to that next drink or that next fix if you're in the drug scene. And whereas a lot of business people, a lot of especially wealthy families, they're doing succession planning, they're doing long-term estate planning, they're thinking decades into the future. So there's an example of time perspective being so important to your success.
Got to see beyond the nose.
Say again?
Got to see beyond the nose.
Okay. All right. Leo Kane?
Yeah, well, that ties into what we were talking about the last time on the show. 1 million seconds is actually 11 and a half days, and 1 billion seconds is 34 and a half years. Actually, 34 and 3/4 years.
I like that. Yeah. When you think about that, what's 1 trillion seconds?
Before
Christ, right?
Yes.
The one I used was 11, something like 1 million seconds ago was something like 12 days ago, right? And then 1 billion seconds ago would be about 20 to 30 years ago.
And to be able to calculate that into the future and say what you're going to do in the next 1 million seconds.
Right. Yeah, taking those 86,400 seconds every day and doing the most that you can do, focusing on Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule, right? 20% of the activities I'm doing is going to contribute to 80% of my success, and it breaks down into all areas of life and business and relationships. So it's super important, but I like that, breaking it down into seconds.
And then 525,600 minutes. Thank you, Rent.
Yes.
In a year.
Chris Hatfield. Give me some more.
I thought he was going to make me actually start singing Rent.
Go for it. I love that musical.
That was a good one. That was, of all the things, I've actually been to the Straz and seen that one. But when they did the movie on it and everything, that was actually a pretty good one.
The last one I saw down there at the Performing Arts Center was Wicked.
Wicked.
Cool.
That was
they
like
had Jersey
4
Boys
years ago.
year.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I just seen Sound of Music, though, one time. I started quoting it, and it went right over your head. That was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I know Hamilton will be coming this fall, right?
Yeah. Tickets will be on sale for like a minute, and they have a 3-week run.
Yeah, and it was like $300 and some odd dollars for.
The tickets aren't on sale yet.
Well, I'm saying that's what they were speculating somewhere.
They'll sell
around
out
there.
fast. Huh?
Oh, absolutely. There'll be people out in the parking lot just
people
saying
love
that they
the
were
arts,
there.
man. They
That's
love the arts.
great. That's an absolute great thing because we're trying to destroy them.
Well, the theaters only hold a certain amount of people too.
I know, but we're not
theater.
having education. We're not pumping in money to where the next evolution of children that
Right.
they love the arts. We don't want to put it into music, put it into acting, put it into things like that make them explore, that make them use their creative brain.
Yeah. They're doing it on Instagram. Their Instagram stories.
Oh, every single one of them. Yeah, they're
creative.
They're Instagram and YouTube millionaires.
Musically and all those, right?
That's the only problem.
Well, STEM is big too. Science, technology, engineering, math. Those are the big areas that we need to focus on. I think we're losing out to a lot of the other cultures. The Asian cultures. Those countries are pretty much winning in those areas. That's something that I think is common knowledge in the business area as well.
But people need to never forget that everything you said in that STEM still exists with getting your hands into things. There's always going to be the blue collar work. There's going to be the white collar work.
Good point.
And I like some of the advertisements that have come out, and I'm not putting a hat in a political basis, but there's one advertisement where he says it's all right to tell some kids that they don't need to go to college.
Yeah, go to trade
some
school,
people
man.
will. You can make 6 figures working in a trade.
Yeah, and then you move your way up, and you develop other businesses like Jason Avery did with his book. He wrote a book, Constructing Success. He's teaching other contractors how to run their business. You know? And so you learn as the trade. You now all of a sudden you're the business owner or you're a manager with that company. You're making great money. So yeah, not everyone has to be the engineering or the different top to the ladder there. All right, hey, good job today, Leo Kane, Chris Hatfield. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, some clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. Engage with us on social media. We'd love to engage with you. Instagram, Twitter @BrandonRhymes1, and we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you. Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.